right, y'all. This is the real life. This is the real life. It is definitely real today. I'm going to get real with you today. No Meg. This will be a solo episode. And to be honest with you, I'm just going to be upfront from the get. I did not want to do this video today. Today is Sunday. It's about 3:05 right now. This is supposed to drop at 7 p.m. So we'll see. We'll see if we get it edited or not. Hopefully we'll be on time. That's the goal. But generally, we record on Fridays, and it just didn't happen on Friday. It didn't happen on Saturday, and here it is Sunday. Here it is Sunday, and there's the deadline of the 7 p.m. drop. And to be honest with you, what went through my mind today is, hey, Randy, you can just skip this week. You can just skip this week. Really just struggling. I have a lot going on today that I've been preparing for this coming week. And I was just like, hey, it would just be easier in my schedule if I just don't do it this week. Maybe no one will notice that there was no real life this week, and things will be good. And then it just started chewing on me, and I'm like, no, Randy, no, you can't take the easy way out. You can't take the easy way out. You really have a goal to be consistent and to show up when you say you're going to show up. That's a big value of mine, is to do the things that I say that I'm going to do. And I told you that I was going to be consistent and weekly show up. On this episode of The Real Life, I am definitely showing up, even though I don't want to be here. And to be honest with you, fam, that's what this show is all about. This show is all about just being real. You know, I'm a therapist second, human first. And because I'm human, I have struggles. Now, as a therapist, the hope is that I have a set of skills that when I do struggle, that I'll be able to use those set of skills, right? A good baseball player knows that this is the proper form to hold a bat. This is how we're supposed to stand in the box, right? The same thing with a therapist. We're not excluded from struggling. We definitely struggle, but hopefully as therapists, we have the set of skills. And our goal, our hope is that with those set of skills, we can use them for our own struggles, but then we can also help you with your struggles, because we believe that everyone struggles. Some of us struggle more than others, but everyone struggles. And while at the same time we struggle, there's a lot of great things about us. And we celebrate all those awesome things on this show. This is just being real. And this is an inside look at just the struggles that maybe I have going on, and just letting you kind of on the inside, because I think it's important. That when you're struggling, not to hold it all inside. It's important to let it out in whatever way it is. Maybe you play the guitar, maybe you drum, maybe you listen to music, maybe you go kick a soccer ball around, maybe you talk to a friend, maybe you talk to a therapist, right? There's not one way to do mental health. There are lots of ways to do mental health. And I don't care which way you do mental health. I just want you to take care of your mental health. And this week, there's been a lot going on. Fam, I'll come to you and say that I've struggled some this week, as every week I struggle. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. This week, I've had a lot of just different things kind of going on, but one in particular, we're in a hiring season. So what that means is some of our clinicians that have been with us the last year, they're finishing up their contract, and they'll be done in late May. And we're bringing some new clinicians on, and it's kind of like it's like good feelings and not so good feelings, because there's this energy of like renewed energy and just vibes and just kind of doing things, kind of like getting a new way of kind of doing things. And then there's the other part of it, just the kind of the sadness and everything, as the clinicians leave that have been with us this last year. And so it's kind of like a tornado of emotions. It's some good and some sadness. But overall, that's the MWA thing. That's the way that we do it. That's the way that business is. And I am having to put that in perspective. I'm having to put that in perspective and know that there are seasons for everything. There are seasons for everything. And I hope that you can relate to that in your life. That certain people in your life are there for certain times and periods in your life. We just have to value those people for those times that we have them in our life, right? So that's one struggle. The other struggle that I can think of that comes to mind that I really have put time and energy into is knowing that you may not always agree with someone. I may not always agree. I have my opinion. It's okay for someone else to have their opinion, okay? And I have to allow them to think however they want to think, even though I may not believe it, maybe not agree with it, that I got to give them permission to think that the way ever they think. And I've struggled. I've really kind of like, there's been some things that have just gone on in my life where I'm like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Well, I don't understand. And I have to be like, oh, Randy, like you just got to let them, you got to just let them be. You got to just let them, whatever it is that they're thinking, you just got to let them have those thoughts. You got to let them be in that space. And you have to be focused on yourself, and you have to let yourself kind of be in that space. You can't like overstep your boundaries. You got to know kind of where those boundaries are. And I've really had to remind myself of that this week. Just because I think something or believe something or feel something or want something doesn't necessarily mean that other person is that way. And we really have to know. We have to allow that person just to be themselves. Okay? Those are really two things that I've struggled with. My hope is that this show gives you an opportunity to really think about your own struggles, to admit your struggles, and then be able to talk about those struggles with other people. It may be a friend, family, whomever, but I really want you to be able to get the struggles outside of you. Because the more that you can get those outside of you, you just feel better, you're healthier, you're able now to put positive stuff inside of you. You get rid of that negativity, and then you put positivity in. And there's been some great stuff that's happened this week. I've really enjoyed just getting out, and this weekend especially, and just kind of putting work on the side for just a little bit and getting out and just enjoying the good food, the good entertainment of Kansas City. And I have enjoyed going and watching just talented musicians play in the regional competition for orchestra and for band and choir that took place this weekend. Such talented musicians, and really cool to watch. I went to a really cool breakfast place called Homegrown. It's the first time I've been there. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed going to Boulevard and just hanging out at Boulevard this weekend and just enjoying that time there. Lots of good times. And, I think that's an important part of life. An important part of life is not just, I know kind of as a therapist and in therapy, you probably think, and many others think, that therapy is all about just talking about the bad and the ugly stuff. But therapy is about talking about the good stuff. It's about celebrating and recognizing all the great things about yourself and about all the things that you enjoy and have interest in. And so as I'm just talking about the good and bad and ugly of my life, I give you permission to also do the same thing. Things to take forward. And I'm going to just kind of go with this because I really believe that this is basically kind of the best that I've got. The best right now on this Sunday afternoon. I'm giving you the best I got. I don't know if it's 20% or 50% or 100%. It's definitely not 100%. But I want to encourage you. Something to take forward in the week is just give whatever you got. Give whatever you got. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. I think it's really important. That's a really big, important value that I have. Even during the difficult or hard times, keep showing up. Don't avoid. Keep showing up and give whatever you got. Something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing. And if all you've got is 1%, that's all you've got is 1%. 1% is better than 0%. All right. I think that's all I got for you today. I'm glad I showed up. I'm glad we got to have this conversation. You guys have a great week, and see you again next Sunday. See ya. On track, now we on way up. Don't be used as easy as a layup.